This happened to me when I was 4 or 5, and my family was staying at my grandparents' house over a vacation weekend. My sister and I slept in their guest office/room, where they had a phone. One night at about 11:30, the phone rang, waking me up. My sister was still asleep, but I got up to answer it to make it stop ringing. When I picked up the phone, there was a man on the other end. I remember he sounded nice and not creepy at all. I asked him who he was and if he wanted one of my grandparents. He said he wasn't calling for my grandparents and that his name was something that I vaguely remember and started with an R. He then asked who I was, and I stupidly told him my name. He asked how old I was and which grade I was in. I told him that I was 4 and that I go to preschool. I realize now how stupid it was for me to tell him this, but I was a very honest child. Then he asked, "Where do you live?" I told him I didn't really know, but he asked me to describe the area. So I talked about the church down the road and a nearby school that had a bulldog on the sign. I even told him what the name of my neighborhood that my grandparents lived in was. I then asked him why he wanted to know, and he responded, "So I can visit you." It was then that my mum's then boyfriend must have heard me talking in the room and checked to see what was going on. When he saw I was on the phone, he immediately took it from me. I remember he was angry talking to the guy on the phone and told him not to call this number again. I just stood there, realizing that I did something I wasn't supposed to. I was told to go back to bed and to not answer the phone again. The next day, my mum sat me down and explained to me what stranger danger was, and that at the time, I still didn't fully understand why the phone call was such a big deal. But years later, I understand the implications for the whole interaction, and I get chills from it. I'm thankful that I was stopped before it could go on any further.